Oh, what's up there, YouTube? Okay, I'm looking at all these articles about phones and all these Android phones copying the notch at the top of the iPhone. And I got to thinking, of all the stupid things to copy, why would you copy the notch? I mean, a phone is supposed to be something that you can use, but copy something good about a phone, not something necessarily as a workaround, right? So Apple put the notch in as a workaround because they couldn't fit the camera on the screen and have the screen they tried to make the screen bigger than everybody else's, with less bezels. So they put a little notch in the top because they needed a place for the sensors and the light sensor and the front-facing camera. If you're going to copy something good. Like copy the Huawei Mate 9 and Mate 10 Pro's battery life. Copy that. Copy something that people can actually use. These battery lives, these way outperform the iPhone X and the Note and the Samsungs and everything except the OnePlus 5, I think, has a close to the Mate 10 Pro's battery life, but Mate 10 Pro still beats it. So if you're going to copy something good. Just like the Mate 10 Pro copied the glass on the back of the phone, but they didn't put the thing. I thought that was a stupid thing. Don't copy the glass. I mean, it makes it pretty. My phone's going off. Yeah, it makes it pretty to have the glass on the back, but I put a skin on the back of my phone anyway. So I don't care what the back. I mean, it's pretty and it's nice. And look at my phone. The bezels, most people put a protective case on their phone. So even if you have a small bezel, you still have all this space around the edge of the phone, right? So I've got a thing on the side of my phone to protect it. You want to copy innovation? Copy the MiMix, that one phone that it was all screen and it actually didn't even have a notch at the top. It used the corners of the screen for the speaker, so it didn't even have the speaker. And then there's a new phone coming out that has that, and the camera pops out of the top. So they're trying to make it where, they're trying to make the front-facing camera. Well, how about this as an idea? If you got glass on the back of your phone already, right? And you already have a camera on the back, so you already have to have a hole for the camera. Why not make the hole a little bit bigger and have a screen on the back of your phone? Just a small screen so that you can flip the phone around and use that camera as the front-facing camera. So you turn the phone around, and then if it's in front-facing camera, you can see a picture of yourself in the little screen. Wouldn't that make more sense? You already have these screens. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be small enough to where you can see your face in it. It just has to be the shape of, a rectangular. It has to be this dimensions, like a little rectangle. And it can be off to one side, or even down below the fingerprint sensor, where you can look and see yourself in the backside of the phone, and you touch the screen itself to take the picture, because it's capacitive. The screen's capacitive, right? So just touch the screen, takes the picture. Use your camera that's already on the phone instead of putting the camera on the front. That's just an idea. Of all the things to copy, you're trying to make your phones look like the iPhone by putting the notch at the top. And let's be honest, iPhone didn't invent the notch. I think it was Essential Phone or something had like a little notch at the top already where they got the screen all the way to the edge and had just a little camera. It was a smaller notch too. But that's beside the point. You're still trying to copy something else because you think it looks good. And honestly, when I'm looking at my phone, I don't notice the notch at the top. I don't notice the bezel at the top most of the time because, see, I pull down my notifications and the bezel's hidden by the black. And then when it's up, my screen's dark. It just has a little bezel at the top. I don't even notice it. I mean, I honestly don't notice it. And also, I don't like the fingerprint reader on the front. I don't want it under the glass, and I don't want it in a button. So I don't need the bezel at the bottom because I don't need a button there, and I don't need it under the glass. I like it on the back. In fact, I like it so much on the back, I never have my phone sitting down and think, I wish I could see my notifications on the front. I wish I could look at my notifications while my phone's sitting there. when my phone goes off, I pick it up and I swipe down on my notifications. I swipe down on the thing on the back. So most of the time I one-hand my phone by swiping down on my fingerprint reader. And I also instantly open the phone with the fingerprint reader. So it's off. I just touch it and boom, it's on. That's a good fingerprint reader. I don't need it on the front under the glass to hide. I don't even want the fingerprint reader on the front. I used to think I did, but I don't. After using the phone for a while, I would much rather have it right there on the back where I can use it for something other than just unlocking the phone. That's just my thoughts. You know, this is a 2018, and I think too many companies get tied up in copying the other companies, and you know, and they're copying something that doesn't make any sense. This website right here, why the notch exists. It explains why the notch exists. It shows that notches don't make sense for Android yet. It doesn't make sense for Android at all. Forget the yet part. You don't really need a notch. Other companies have already figured out ways to not even have the notch, so do that. Or get rid of the camera. Put the camera on the back, like I said. There's other ways to do this. You know, here's another phone. A lot of iPhone clones are coming out. The Asus Zenfone 5, which has an iPhone notch at the top. It's silly. That little section of screen and the notch there, it's just silly. Stop doing it. Stop copying it. Yeah, there's the original one. I think it had a little notch like that. But, you know, there's one. Look, there's a phone with no notch at all and hardly no bezel. That's cool. You know, but you want to do something interesting with phones? Do something innovative. Don't just copy the notch. Make the camera in the back. Make it where you flip your phone over. Go, okay, I want to do selfie portrait. You flip the phone around and you touch the screen, and then you can touch it and do your selfies with the cool cameras on the back. You already got two awesome cameras back there. Do them with that camera. But the problem with doing them with this camera now is you can't see yourself. So some of them put like a little mirror there, or circumvent the thing. Why not make it when you put it in selfie mode, like you flip the camera over to selfie, or you hit the camera, have a separate camera for selfie, flip it around, and now the screen on the back comes on, and it's underneath the glass. All it needs to be is enough to where you can see it, and you can use it for video conferencing or whatever. You know, to me that makes more sense. I don't know. What do you guys think? You already got a flash back there and everything, so. You know, I just thought it would be a cool way to do it. To me, it would be make more sense. And I was just thinking of that. I was reading the news and stuff this morning while I was going through editing, and I was reading stuff about phones and stuff like this. And I see everybody copying stuff. Copy the useful things, and forget all the silly cosmetic things and trying to make put a notch on your phone because Apple has a notch. That's all. I was just giving my 2 cents. Peace. I'm out. See you, YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you don't like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below. And coming at you with more videos later. Out.